Hi, my name is Katie Loker, and I'm doing my health needs project over the neighborhood of Highland Park in Des Moines, Iowa. The neighborhood of Highland Park has 12,810 people. 57% are white, 25% are Hispanic, 8% are African American, and 7% are Asian. And of that entire population, 29% are children, meaning they are under the age of 18 and are school aged. um, these demographics are pretty representative of the demographics of the city of Des Moines, Iowa, in Polk County, which leads me to identify the priority need, which I believe is risk for obesity. Um, so in Polk County, Iowa, the obesity rates are on the rise. According to a website from Polk County, Iowa, there are 1 in 3 people living in Polk County that are obese. And I think this is specifically an issue in Highland Park because during our windshield survey, I observed an excessive presence of fast food throughout the neighborhood, almost on every block, and there was only 2 grocery stores in that area. So based on a study I found, it says that living in close proximity to fast food restaurants is associated with higher BMIs, which can explain why I believe that this risk for obesity is extremely prevalent in the neighborhood of Highland Park. So based on that health need, this leads me to talk about my proposed project, which is called the Healthy Lunch at Home program. So what it is a project that would provide healthy sack lunches for children on non-school days. These would be offered to any child within Highland Park, and the project would have a goal of serving around 1,000 children per week. That was just based on the number of children who would need something like this within Highland Park. So when would these be offered would be on weekdays during the summer months, Christmas break, and spring break. And there would also be an option for children to pick up 2 sack lunches at their school on Friday afternoons, so that way they could have a sack lunch to eat on Saturdays and Sundays when they're not in school. So during the summer months and the other school breaks, these would be handed out at public areas within the neighborhood, which would include the public library, then the 2 local parks of Prospect Park and Birdland Park. These would be in close walking distance for most kids, and all of those would make sure that those are easily accessible. So for goals and interventions, the primary goal of my project is increasing access to a balanced diet for the children of Highland Park by offering a healthy lunch program during times when school is not in session. And some interventions that we could implement for this project would be collaborating with school nurses to plan lunches, and they could just help us have some input about, what would be good to serve to children to make sure that they were getting their adequate nutrients. And then once we get the project started, we would encourage the school to put daily announcements in both the morning and the afternoon so that the children are aware of the resources. And I also should have added on that slide that they should also send emails out to parents so that parents are aware. And that way the parents are aware of the resources and can encourage their children to utilize it. And another one that we could implement that would benefit the balanced diet for the children would be including pamphlets in the sack lunches that have the My Plate meal recommendations. That way the children have a reference when they are faced with meal choices that are not offered by the school, and that way they are more likely to choose more nutritious options. And a timetable for this project would be to get this project implemented by the summer of 2020. So this upcoming summer would be ideal. And as for the budget, it would probably need a total of 525,000. And I calculated this kind of off of, I had to do some math. So the Des Moines School District says that lunches cost about $280 per day. And I know that there are typically 180 days of regular school. So that leaves 185 non-school days. And if you multiply all that together, we would need at the minimum 518,000 to be used for food and supplies for at least 1,000 children. And I asked for 525,000 because that way we could use this to, to print pamphlets to put into the lunches, and then we could also, prepare some extra meals to have in case the need became greater than 1,000 children. So that is my project, and I hope you liked it. And there's my references. Thank you.